We are here today to talk about Chris Roan. I want to introduce Chris Roan. He posted something on LinkedIn that got a lot of attention. And after having a conversation with you, we decided we need to come here and have a conversation about it.
Yep. And would you like me to read the post? Should I read it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's, yeah.
Put it right. So, with Michelle's help, we'll get into it. I just felt this obligation to post the journey that I'm on and what I'm doing, what Michelle's helped me with. Because I've been getting a lot of support and feedback in the community and friends and family and colleagues. So I felt like giving back and giving a check-in to let people know. So I posted this. I said, after 21 years of relentless commitment, I finally chose myself. For over 2 decades, I poured everything into my work, my energy, my loyalty, my nights and weekends, my identity. Like so many high-performing professionals and veterans transitioning into corporate life, I wore the grind like a badge of honor. But the truth is, behind the polished titles, the goals achieved, my body and my mind were breaking. A few months ago, I hit a wall physically, mentally, emotionally. The people who loved me the most could see it before I could. You don't look well. You're not yourself. Please go get checked out. If you've ever brushed off those words, I get emotional now. Sorry. I understand, but let me tell you, they were right. With the support of my incredible executive coach, Michele Christopher here, I finally listened. I took a deep breath and I leapt. And I filed for a 12-week medical FMLA leave to focus on my healing, and that decision saved my life. I spent the time I needed reconnecting with my health, my passions, my purpose. I sought out the care I deserved, mental, physical, and emotional. I returned to the VA. I leaned into the veteran community and that once helped shape me. I found peace in movement, meaning in stillness, and clarity in distance. And through it all, I rediscovered the value of balance, of boundaries, and of prioritization. And what matters most, my health, my son, my partner, and the life I still have left to live. To anyone reading this, whether you're a veteran, an executive, a parent, or just someone who's been holding it together for far too long, please hear me. You do not have to sacrifice yourself for a job. You are not weak for asking for help, and taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. We're only here for a blink of an eye. Make it count. And if you ever need a fellow veteran, a friend, or a safe place to talk with, I'm here. So that was the...
So good.
Yeah, it just gives me like chills even like rereading that again. Holy cow. Yeah, that was... Yeah, and I normally don't like post things like that on my LinkedIn profiles. That was part of the courage and the support you gave me and that confidence to be able to do something like that. And I just felt obligated to try to give back for all the help that you've given me.
Well, that was so beautifully stated. I just think that it spoke to so many people on so many different levels. And I mean, and the levels of complexity in there. I mean, there were moments like reading that back as your coach, I remember when you came to me and you asked me to coach you on something very specific, something very professional, something very curated, this very small little, you're like, I need help in this little box. And I was like, oh, honey. Okay. Sounds good.
We're going to expand that box a little bit.
Sounds good. And hearing that, just the layers in it and the layers of vulnerability and authenticity, you come out so much you in this, instead of that chaotic mind, that chaotic human that I saw again in February. But let's talk a little bit about our history because
we should let people
know each other. We've known each other for a couple decades now. We work together in corporate, in technology, off and on. So our paths did cross a few times, and we got to tap in, and then I left, and you moved up and up, you advanced. So you, and then you called me. So what made you call me?
Well, it's funny you mention that because I was, to your point about moving up, I had been in this executive role for a very large corporation, and it was new to me, and it was a lot of accountability, a lot of commitment. And I recognize I need some help. I need, and a lot of my fellow peers like yourself had already left, and I've known for 2 decades. And so I felt alone. I was like, I need some help. And I just happened to see on my LinkedIn feed some of your posts just kept coming up to me. And I remember you'd mentioned, like, I've only posted like 3 times.
Yeah, like
and,
that was
like
not a thing.
It was just weird how like the universe algorithm just presented yourself to me and said, like, you need to contact Michele.
Yeah.
And I remember our conversation before you even left too, when you left the job, and I just had this like, oh, Michele, that's right, she's doing this coaching, executive coaching, perfect. So I reached out to you and I said, here's my problem. I know I can do this. I just need some assistance and some help and some guidance. And your point, we started talking around late January, early February.
Yeah.
And I started explaining to you the situation and some of the challenges, and and then as we started talking more and more, you kind of said, "Oh, my friend, you've got something else that we need to tap into and work on. Like, we need to put that on the back burner for right now."
Yeah.
So, that was the inspiration. That was like seeing your posts, and I'm like, "Oh, I know Michele. Like, this is what she does now." That's right.
You can call me Mo. There's a lot of people that professionally know me as Mo. I was Mo for 20 years.
All I know is
20
Mo.
something. Yeah.
But call Mo. That's what it always was. It was always like, need some help, call Mo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. People still call me Mo. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
Mo,
your brand. Yeah. So I just reached out and we started chatting and started getting into it. And then I think it's almost like your clairvoyant, like your ability to see through people and to see the authenticity of somebody and see what's really needed. Like, you spotted it immediately. Like, even when we first did that analysis where you're like, asking about my spirituality, where I'm at personally, my career.
Yeah.
And once you saw that, you visualized, it's like, Chris, my friend, like, you need more help here than this. So
there's we got a situation, my friend, that we need to talk about. Yeah. So that's really, I think that is interesting, because when you did come, you were like, help me with this.
Very specific problem. Yeah.
Is it because you felt like something was wrong? Like, did you feel that you're like, something's off, or like you couldn't solve it, or what was it? What was the struggle?
Yeah. Well, the struggle was, that's a great question. I felt like it was assumed and expected I went through some executive training or some executive coaching program that this is how you're supposed to speak and act as an executive.
Yeah.
And before I got this role, I remember looking at prior executives and being connected to some versus others. And I've always wanted to just be my authentic, honest, true self of who I am. And I was telling myself, if I ever got to that position, that's what I'm going to do. And I remember when I first started, the feedback I was getting was, no, that's not how you talk. No, that's not how you're presenting. That's not how you should be. You need to be speaking this way. I'm like, so it felt like I was not in my right skin. I wasn't in my right shoes.
Yeah.
And it's the lead in for the conversation about the shoes that don't fit.
That's called foreshadowing. What you just did is foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I was and me, when I set myself to a problem or an objective, I go all in, and I'm committed. Like,
that high achiever brain of yours is a level.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the red Honda Civic.
Yes.
In that regard.
Yes.
Because
yes. That does great. You're gonna love that story. So I kept researching, and I read a lot of self-help books, and I reach out to fellow mentors and friends and colleagues, and I just wasn't feeling like I was getting the support I needed. I wasn't getting the North Star that would help guide me in the right path. And that's when I saw your post, and it was like all this executive coaching and your advice you're giving on to other folks out there and the services you offer. I said, oh, it's a no-brainer. I need an executive coach. And I reached out to you and said, Mo, here's the situation I need help with. So I need you to help me build this persona that I'm supposed to be in this new role now to help lead this team. Because as a veteran and a Navy guy, I led teams in the military. I'm a big fan of like Jocko Willink and Leif Babin and their extreme ownerships. I believe in that style of there's no bad teams, only bad leaders. Check your ego at the door. It's
which is great to an extent, but when any good thing overdone can become damaging. And so you have to sometimes look at that, like that there's that gray.
Right.
And we talked a little bit about the gray, because so Chris flew in today, and I picked him up at the airport this morning, dressed.
Sleep.
Yep, 2 hours of sleep. So I told him I'm going to try and make him cry today. Just forewarning. I picked him up and he's wearing black and white. And I picked out this outfit and I'm like, okay, this theme, this was unintentional.
This is not planned.
Unintentional, but turned out great. So it's kind of funny. But that is like, that's the great. So back to the conversation in regards to any good thing, like any great thing, if you overdo it, for example, like there isn't any bad teams, only bad leaders. I wouldn't, so I just I take issue with that because is it bad leaders or is it uninformed? Is it sometimes not the right leader is there?
Correct.
Sometimes the team itself. I mean, there's so many dynamics that I think when you take anything that cut and dry, that black and white, you can use it as a tool to abuse yourself. And I think that's what was happening is you were taking all of your self-help stuff, using it to form a bat and then beat the shit out of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Well said, because your point is there's multiple layers of what I call the dichotomy of leadership. And I was taking too many of those to the extreme.
Yeah.
Because I really truly believe in protecting my team and working harder, longer, need to show up and prove to the team like I'm committed.
Yeah.
Like I will roll my sleeves up and I'm there for my team. And it got to the breaking point where, to your point, I was beating the wrong thing with the wrong bat.
Yeah. What's enough?
Yeah. What's enough?
What is enough?
Exactly. Yep.
I feel like that's a question that we explore a lot.
It is. Yeah.
You know.
And there's so many different dynamics of that question too. So many different realms and phases of that and dimensions of that.
But I think this is something I ask you a lot because when we're doing things, your overachieving brain wants to equate my result equals my worthiness.
Exactly. Yep. Because we live in a society now where it's like instant gratification. Like we have to get things done faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
We overcommit, underdeliver constantly, even more now, because everyone's trying to reach that next level faster. Like it's almost like a logarithmic curve or the compounding interest, right? When you think about it, like the rule of 72, we put so much pressure on folks and we put so much pressure on our teams to achieve an unachievable goal. And I'm the type of leader and person where if I feel in my gut that that's not achievable, I push back and I say, we can't do that. Like we need to be realistic with the data. I'm a very fact-based, data-driven person. And sometimes that's a very abrasive approach that rubs other folks the wrong way.
But their opinions are none of our business.
Correct.
Right? Like we can only live our truth, our authentic self, and then however they choose to consume or respond to that information is on, I mean, do it kind of like, that's not an excuse to go and be an asshole. Like, I'm just like, just to be very clear, we're not doing that. Don't go be an asshole. But, like when you're being authentic, someone's response to that, if you're doing something for yourself, I think that is important. And that was one of the things too, I noticed in, you and I have been coaching together now, 6 months? I think we just hit our 6-month mark. And that's one thing that I noticed in our conversations is making sure, like, taking a look at what does it mean? How do you release someone else's response? As achievers, as people who want to accomplish, as big hearts, as, caregivers, right? Like the protectors, the caregivers, we want to make sure everybody's okay. But sometimes they don't choose to be okay. And we have to release that. You have to release their ability, their decision to process whatever the situation is.
And that's hard to do.
It can, yeah.
And that's what you helped show me, because like you're like, Chris, you're a people pleaser. And there's a lot of manipulation in that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? And I didn't know that.
How was that?
Yeah, that was
talk about hell to swallow.
Talk about eating a slice of humble pie with that conversation that we had. That was because I try to put others in front of my own, personal selfish needs and wants and desires. And that is my authentic self. I've always been that type of caregiver and protector. And that's just my personality. It's how I was raised. And so, and then you help show me like, no, that's a form of manipulation. And I didn't realize that until after we explored that.
Yeah. Do you know and why? Why is it manipulation?
Because we're really wanting something back and we're not really knowing why. Like we're expecting to get something back out of it. Right?
Yeah, or like we want to control
yeah.
As someone on the journey, on the people-pleasing journey, this is something that I continue to work on as well. And so I hear myself, like when I start to people-please, I can hear it. And I'm like, oh, hold on. What is my intention? And it really comes down to your intentions. If your intention is for you to get something in return, and if they don't respond in a way that, if it feels icky to you, how they respond, then you know that your intentions are revealing itself, that you probably didn't do it clean.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well,
but if you do something for somebody and they don't say thank you, or they don't show any acknowledgement, if you feel good about it, then you just get to take those ooey gooey good feelings and let them be who they, let them not say thank you, not whatever. You don't know what they feel like on the inside.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that was something I had to it took me a long time, because in the military, that's the type of lifestyle in a relationship building that you have in the military, is almost like a bartering system.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I think I still hold the record for the most expensive pizza ever purchased by the military because of that. And that's the story. Yeah. So it's like a bartering thing. Like, oh, well, you're in this department. Oh, hey, I need some new boots. Oh, you're in this department. I need access to this internet device or whatever. Oh, okay. So I just kind of carried that through subconsciously with me into the corporate world. And then you help show me, like, no, that's a form of manipulation, Chris, right?
Well, and I think that the bartering is probably okay, because it is a mutual agreement between two people. But when you do something for somebody and they don't agree that they're going to be grateful, happy, or appreciative, then that's the manipulation.
Exactly. That's what, yeah, exactly right. Because that's the difference. Because there was no mutual agreement.
Yeah.
That was the difference.
Yeah.
In the military, there was. It was like, oh, you're okay. Well, this is what I need. In the corporate world, in our function, in our positions, it wasn't a mutual agreement. It was, hey, I did this for you years ago, subconsciously.
Yes.
I'm expecting you to support me now in this situation.
Do you think that your challenge was corporate?
I think probably a little bit with the process and the system, and then I think the people, right? Because
you don't think that those people were put there intentionally to show you that there was some.
Now I do. Because thanks to your helping me open up to that. Before I never would say that, but now I do. Absolutely.
Because these aren't corporate problems. These are human problems.
These are human people problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like internal problems. There's things that we do to ourselves, or this like subconscious programming that we have in our brains. And we're just like, oh, we'll just continue to, function in this autopilot kind of way. And so your environment, it just shows you the places where the work needs to be done for you to be better, for you to feel better, for you to be more of you.
Right.
I always say, like, it's not becoming something else. It's being more of yourself.
Exactly.
Like pulling those layers off that you've built over your childhood, your whole life, right? That you had to like armor up for this, or respond for that, or people please.
Right.
Like you never should have to apologize for who you had to become to survive whatever you needed to survive.
Yep.
And now the timing is showing itself to you that it's time to heal. It's time to peel back those layers.
Yep. Shed that skin.
Yes. Peel off that crusty stuff. Like, let's move on to clean, fresh.
Yeah. And it's funny you mention that, because that's exactly what my acting coach said to me last night, even when I was doing the scene. He said, you have to shed that corporate skin.
Yeah.
Like, you're not showing your authentic self in the scene. You're not connected to the scene. You're not connected to your partner. You're not connected to the role. You're still in that corporate persona. And that was like another, eye-opening moment for me. It was like, wow, I still have work to do, right? To kind of, to your point, get back to that authentic self.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah. It's a journey.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to this post.
Yes.
The reason that we came together today, like, so we had a conversation about this just a couple weeks after, and I was like, wow, when I read it. And I was like, we need to have a conversation about mental health, about veteran mental health, about human mental health. And there's so many people out there that don't even know that they're suffering, that they're experiencing these things. They don't know
Right.
Do you remember, because like when you came to me, you said, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw it,
You knew I wasn't.
I was like, you're not fine.
Yeah.
Like I could feel you're not fine. So what happened? Like when did you realize?
May 9th. Yeah, that was the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you looked at me and you said, like, you're not fine. You have to go. You gotta. And I'm the type of, the way I was raised in Northeast Wyoming and blue collar family, ranching family, and in military, like you wear this thick skin. You're a protector. You're the typical masculine type of male, and you're not supposed to talk about your feelings, show your feelings.
Yep.
Right. And I've always been that way. Never been comfortable sharing my feelings, and that was like the first time I even like cried in front of anybody. It was, in that deep of level was when we started having that conversation. And I knew when that feeling happened, like that was the moment that I needed to go get some help and go talk to somebody. And that's what I did. And your point is like, I felt fine on the outside. I looked fine on the outside.
Yep.
But inside it was a tornado and a earthquake happening simultaneously. And I just kept telling myself, I got it. I can keep it together. That's how I was trained. That's what we did in the military. That's how you're taught. And even in the corporate world, you put on this persona, right? This image, and keep it together, right? And it just got to the breaking point. And I remember when I went to this, to your recommendation, this EMDR therapist, and she did this kind of one of the best images I've ever seen. It's just a stick figure,
Yeah.
but it looked like a gingerbread cookie person. And she's like, "This is you, not really you." She's like, "But you're much better in shape than this picture." And she started coloring in. She's like, "These are all your memories and traumatic experiences." She's coloring from the feet up. And then she's like, she starts from the top with the red color. She's like, "This is where you're at right now with all your current situation, your trauma." And she's like, "Look, there's a tiny little gap in between and you're running out of room." And she's like, "That's why you're about at that breaking point based on this conversation we just had." Yeah. And that was the eye-opening moment for me. I was like, okay, time to swallow the pride, check the ego, and get some help.
Did you think it was that? Do you think it's pride and ego and that's what held you back, or what?
Shame and guilt. I think there's a lot of shame. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Shame lives in the dark. And so if you don't talk about it and you don't bring it out, then it just sits in there and it just rots you away. But as soon as you bring it into the light, like it just kind of dissipates like smoke.
Yeah. And it was like, it was a very uncomfortable situation for me because that was the first time I ever dove in that deep with you. And then with this, vet EMDR therapist. And it was challenging, right? Because there's a lot of previous trauma and, I had family trauma to deal with. My older brother committed suicide on Christmas Day. He's an Army guy. Looked up to him. And we were stationed in Bosnia together. And so dealing with that was like, man. And that was something I'd like put on like deep and I like shelved it for a long time. And that came out. And that was, I didn't even know that was, that was even like an issue for me. Thank you. And talking to these, I've never talked to my feelings like this before with anybody. Just kept it all bottled up.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize like these previous events were just still lingering in the back of my mind and, keeping me back. And then the stress of, how everybody is, trying to just always perform and do more with less. You got the life commitments, fatherhood, parenting, trying to be good in the community, trying to give back to the community, trying to do so much.
Yeah.
And you only have 24 hours in the day. And,
well, and then you have this big thing, you have this big thing that's just like sitting there, inside of you that needs attention. When do you make time for you to be able to grieve your brother who is not here anymore, that you love? You like, just because, he's not here doesn't mean you still love him inside of you. Like,
yeah, and the impact of my family that it had on my family, especially my mom, and and just because I've always felt like I needed to try to protect my family. Yeah. Right. Like I felt like I was that shield of protection to try to like do good, be better, do better, be a good example. And I felt like, man, I couldn't save that person. I couldn't help my family. I felt, completely inadequate and shameful for that.
Man, yeah. That's
So,
a heavy,
mhm,
that's a heavy weight
yeah.
to be carrying.
And then like to your point, like where do you find the time to keep pushing and keep, try to do better and try to find ways to improve yourself? And like people always tell me all the time, like, where do you find the time to do all this? Like to read these books and go to these events and go
Work out 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, don't you, what's your workout? Like,
Yeah.
it's,
like 4 a.m.
Do you sleep?
Yeah, that's what I always say. Like, do you sleep? Well, clearly, like today, not like 2 hours a day. Not today.
Not today, but yeah.
That's why, like, it was funny because I remember watching that Hamilton musical, and that really connected me because one of the songs is he's writing like he's running out of time.
Yeah. Talk about that. What does that feel like?
That really hit home. That really just hit me hard. I mean, obviously, it's a different perspective and situation of what he's dealing with because he's trying to get so much knowledge out to the world.
But do you think it was really that? Do you think it's just that? Or do you think he too struggled with, it's not enough, I'm not enough, I need to do more, I need to give more, and that chaotic energy that he was producing because he's like, I need to get all of this out, I need to be more. Look at the trauma that he experienced as a child. And, also, when you are looking to be more and do more and you're always going future, you never stop and look at right now, this moment, take inventory. How do I feel?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're always looking for the future to be something in the future, all of the stuff that you suppressed in the back,
just keeps
it can't, it doesn't get to come up because you're always in the future instead of, processing. Yeah. Do you remember the conversation when I said, I think you need more, I think you need to go see a therapist? Do you remember what your first response to me was?
I'm fine.
You said, what for?
What for? I'm fine.
What for?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's why I have you. You're my coach.
What? Yeah. Like I'm not a therapist.
That's not paying you for. Help me out. Yeah. I was so confused, but I'm like, what? I don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you even?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
Yep.
What for?
But that was that you saw that though. That's part of why I put that in my post is because that your ability to see through that, and you're the one of the main ones that said you need to go get some help.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the help you need to go get.
Mm-hmm.
Go do this specifically.
Absolutely. And that's what I just want to let people know, if you need help, go take the time to go do it. Don't listen to your family and friends, listen to your people that are close to you that respect, and get the help that you need. And don't feel the shame or the guilt to go seek for help.
Yeah. Shame only can live when we don't talk about it. And as soon as you start talking about it, as soon as you started to talk to me,
right,
then the next time you talk to somebody, it was easier, and then so you talk to me, you talk to your partner, you talk to your friends, and you talk to your therapist.
Yep.
And also therapy for these types of things is very important too. It's 100%. Not just talk therapy, because everybody feels like, well, what am I going to do? Just go and talk about my problems and blah, blah, blah. I can do that with my sister or my brother, my vet buddies or whatever.
Video.
Yeah. And that's not what it is. For trauma, for major events, there's a specific type of thing because something happens in your brain. Your brain gets damaged from the trauma. You need to have a specific type of therapy so that the event in and of itself could be a bad event. It could be a hurtful event, a sad event, whatever it is. But the trauma is because it continues to come back and you relive it.
Yep.
You actually, it feels like it's happening again in the moment. Mm-hmm. And when you process the trauma out of it, the event is still painful. I mean, it's still like a sad event. It's still a painful event. It's no longer traumatic.
Correct.
And that is the part that I think that's the relief. It doesn't erase it. It's not going to just go away. You still have these events still exist in your life. Right. You still are the person that's made up of all of those Legos. Yep. And you are who you are today because of those things. It's just that no longer takes you offline, triggers you, moves you into a totally different state where your prefrontal cortex comes offline, your creativity comes offline, and you get into survival. There's a lion outside. It's going to kill me. It's going to eat me.
Well, like back to your point about the question when you first said that to me, it's because I felt like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I felt like,
right?
but I haven't lost a limb. I'm not,
yes.
I didn't get shot at. I didn't go through an IED explosion like some of my friends did.
Yeah.
I didn't, nothing. I mean, I wasn't in a burning building saving children like a firefighter. I wasn't a first responder, police officer getting shot at by pulling someone over and, losing their partner. Like I didn't feel like I had that type of trauma. So I felt like there's people out there that deserve better, like that treatment more than me.
But don't you think that part of that conversation, like your brain offering you that comparison to minimize it, is like, we don't have to do that. We don't have to trauma compare and be like, one is worse than the other. Like, can we just both have our experiences without, one is bigger than the other? Like, all of the things that you just said are horrible, horrible things. And somebody should get help with and get support with. And the things that you experienced are horrible. And I am glad that you're getting the help.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, me too. Like the EMDR therapy, I went through, and this is like definitely was challenging to like even go through because I didn't feel comfortable like even knowing this therapy existed. But I went and did these ketamine infusions.
Yeah.
And and it's on the verge of the same, like getting to the ibogaine therapy for vets and first responders. And I remember mentioning it to me. I was like, what is this? What is this? Like, this doesn't feel normal, natural. I don't feel comfortable. Found an amazing clinic in Arizona called the Advanced Wellness Clinic. And these 3 doctors were just absolutely amazing. They saved my life. I mean, you go through this. They're very focused and driven by the data. And it's a clinic that's very well tested and proven. These doctors were in anesthesiologists during COVID, and they same with them. They felt stuck. They felt like they weren't in the right shoes, and they came together and built this clinic for veterans and first responders and others that need it for help. And I went through it. It was just like an eye-opening experience. I felt like a brand new sponge. When you buy a sponge at a store, and I just feel like I'm just taking in all this positive energy. And then to your point, it was helped me build new neuroplasticity in my brain. It was helped me take those traumatic events that I didn't even recognize and realize I had because I buried them. Yep. And then with the EMDR therapy, it taught me how to put it in a box or a safe, and that I control when I can access it again. Yeah. And I don't have to be subjected or held hostage to those memories anymore or those events. So,
and ketamine, you can go and Google the research on this. I mean, this is all science-backed therapies. It helps heal your brain. Absolutely. It helps you. It creates those neurotransmitters, and it really helps heal your brain. Where people are like, oh, I don't want to go take a pill. I don't want to go take, people just automatically jump to that. And I just say, do the research. Go do the research. I mean, neuroscience is still pretty new. I mean, they started it in the 70s, and they're learning more and more every day. But these, like ketamine, these types of treatments done correctly can really heal our brain.
Oh, 100%. I mean, in fact, I did another procedure with them. It's a new one, so I'm going to butcher the name. I'm not a medical person. I play one on TV, but I'm not a medical doctor. But it's called stellate ganglion block, SGB. Yeah. The FDA just approved this about 6-7 months ago, and it's a fight or flight response blocker. So they basically will inject into both sides of your neck into that nerve that triggers your fight or flight, and it really brings that down for people like combat vets, first responders that have that type of trigger. And like for me, like I would always sit in a room where my back never faces the door. I'm always scanning the room. I'm always looking to see who's the potential threat in the room, and very agitated when you're driving. It just, simple things that trigger you. And this really helped bring that down to a very nominal, balanced level to where I don't feel triggered anymore.
Chris, people think that's a personality. They think it's like an archetype of person. Well, he's just really protective. He's like, he's like a German Shepherd. He's just always watching his surroundings. He's always like, that's just his personality. Yeah. No, that's a trauma response. And I remember when I said that to you and you were like,
what?
What?
No.
No, I'm just like a strong,
Yeah.
I'm just a strong
Viking.
alpha. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't believe it at first. Yeah.
And guess what? You are a strong Viking
Yeah.
who is having you were stuck in a trauma response. Your body never turned off. Like the cortisol, the adrenaline, all of that was just dumping in your body over and and it never got shut off.
Yep.
And this was a really great thing that we were given, like humans are made with this. And during evolution, this never changed. Everything else changed. Our lobes grew, all of that, but this did not change, and it kept us alive. But the way that it used to work is that, like, you go into a situation, you have to be highly aware. You would be, hunting or gathering, whatever, in a dangerous place. But then when you would go home, it would shut off.
Yep.
Well, it's not shutting off for people. People that are going into corporate jobs and they still have this, like, I'm going to be attacked by a bear. There's going to be a bear. Where danger?
Yeah. I can't handle the next set of emails coming in. Like,
email.
Meeting conflicts. Just everything.
Gosh. So I just and I think it's so important to talk about that because this isn't a personality. This isn't like an archetype. Like, he's just an alpha male, or she's just no. This is a trauma response that people are having.
Yep. And I didn't realize that until you said that, and then they reaffirmed it with the data that these doctors presented to me.
Yeah.
And then I went through my first treatment, and the doctors were pretty shocked by how fast I reacted to the first infusion, which is like the lowest dose they give.
Yeah.
And the doctor even said, I bet you're genetically aligned to this molecule, this ketamine molecule. And sure enough, I went and had a genetic methylation test, which I recommend everybody go get one. And it comes back and it's like, ketamine is in the green column. Like it's my body's aligned to process that molecule. And it was a death, life, rebirth experience for me. It's the beginning of, killing that ego, killing that trauma, boxing that trauma into a safe place that I can manage and not feel like it's controlling me going forward anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about doing some questions today.
Yes. I got some lined up right here for you.
I do. I just want to say I want to tell one more story, just in alignment with this stuff, because I just think it's so good. It is important to have these conversations about mental health. It's important for everybody, not just, obviously vets are really close to my heart. I have to watch the microphone.
Yeah.
Close to my heart. And as coming from a military family, my dad was Navy, my son is Army. So this is obviously, so thank you for your service.
You're worth it.
I love that so much. Everybody should say that. I just think it's so cool. But anyway, I heard him say it for the first time today. So
that's why
that was awesome.
I make sure to tell everybody that and ask for that. Thank you.
But I wanted to make sure that we really touched base on like these feelings that you have that people might be experiencing. Like if you are experiencing some of this like agitation, it doesn't have to feel like I'm in the fetal position crying in the corner like that. Chris never had that. That wasn't anything. He didn't show up to me in a way that was like overwhelming problem. It was the agitation. It was the racing thoughts. It was I can never do enough. I can never be enough. It's not enough. It's enough. It was that to me. And you can feel the energy. Like when we were on Zoom, we weren't even in person.
Yeah.
And like you come on and I can see it. And I'm like, oh boy, this is a big one.
Yeah,
and I'm just not talking about this guy.
Exactly.
Like, you're a big guy too, but I was like, this is a big energy, and you have that big energy, that big personality, but you also had that there too.
Vulnerability. That
I saw, and I loved your analogy about the cliff. Do you want to talk about hanging from the cliff, what you said to me about that?
Yeah, I felt like I truly felt and embodied the imagery of me on a cliff's edge over a 2,000, 3,000 foot cliff. And my last hand was given out and my grip was given out. And I have 3 fingers left on that cliff. And I told you I envisioned seeing you there, and you just reached down and said, I got you. Don't worry about it. Right? It's not, you're not going to fall.
But you mentioned like people were saying things to you, like, can I help you? Can I this? Can I that? Like, what, you know, like, you don't seem right. You know, you're like, I'm fine. I'm
they'd walk by
fine.
me. That's what I'm saying. Like, you were in line, but you're far back.
Yeah.
People come to the close. Hey, you look like you need some help. No, I'm good. I'm good. Keep moving on. I got this. This is part of my daily routine.
Can't you see?
Can't you see?
I'm holding. I'm fine.
I've been here for years. I'm good.
It's fine. I'm so
fine.
used to this.
And then I didn't. Then like you came on, I just felt like that was like, no, I need some help, please. Like, because you first you're like, you need some help. No, I'm good.
You did.
Then finally,
you're like, can I have some water?
Yeah.
Would you give me some water? And I was like, no, give me your hand.
Give me your other hand.
Yeah,
I got you.
We're going.
We're going over.
Let's get.
Let me pull you up.
Yeah.
Then let's have a
and
chat.
then you can have water.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then I gave you your water.
Yep.
But I just thought that was amazing.
Yeah, that was the visual I had in my head that I didn't ever want to share with anybody. That I'm hanging for dear life, and I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to like ask for help. But then even to the point of the mental health, there's also a physical response. Like I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Right, and which that's what was also the other trigger for me, is like I felt my own body being physically changing. Like I joke with people like this was all black like 2 years ago, my beard. Even my son saw an old photo of me in the military. Say, hey, Dad, you got a 6-pack. Where'd that go? I'm like, well, I hate him, but it was all that cortisol dumping.
It's cortisol dumping, yeah.
And I was just feeling physically different, and had to go get my, I'm pretty healthy, and I try to stay healthy and physically in shape. I went to the doctor, and they did a test. They're like, yeah, your EKG is not, something's up. There's a little anomaly here. And so that was the other kind of indication too. I was like, okay, there's too many different signs telling me I need to go get some help.
Yeah, physically your body,
well.
It's showing up on your body. And the thing, like, they did a study, they found that women have higher levels of autoimmune diseases, and they found that it has to do with anger suppression. And so women who are suppressing their emotions and not processing them, because, you know, I mean, I'm not a vet. I mean, there's a lot of great women vets out there, but there's also a lot of women who are like in their homes raising children, or executives, or you know, all the things, daughters and wives and partners. But I mean, out here doing all the things.
Full jobs.
And you know, we've been conditioned to be the giver, the caregiver. I mean, even in like Christian religion, it talks about, you know, Eve being made from the rib, and to be next to is, you know, is a helper. And I think that women give up so much of themselves,
100%.
You know, as a woman, I'm speaking in that regard. It's like, I know and seen women just give up so much of themselves. And when we do that, we suppress all of these things, because we're not supposed to be angry. You know, that's not an emotion that is acceptable, you know, societal, you know, from a society perspective. Like it is okay for men, but men can't cry.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, we have these things. So when we're suppressing this stuff, it shows up physically. And I mean, they're showing more and more on this. Like the science is starting to finally catch up with what's going on.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
But I wanted to talk about that. And
okay.
All
right.
Let's get to the questions.
Question for you, Mo.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, all right. So, what's your why beneath the brand?
Oh, wait, easy. I want to save the world.
The world.
I want to save the world. Yeah, I want the world to be a better place. I want it to be softer, and which is interesting because I'm kind of a badass.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
So I'm a little edgy, and but I do. I want it to be kinder. I want it to be softer. Like, you know, sometimes I even say I want to do it for my daughter. I want to do it for my children. But honestly, I want to do it. I love humans. I've always loved them. I love their brains. And, you know, we talked about me leaving, but we didn't really talk about why I left.
That's true. Yeah.
And, I left corporate America, during COVID. So during COVID, that was a very hard time for me mentally and emotionally. And I ended up hiring a coach because I'm like, what is going on? I was on one of the biggest projects.
I remember.
I don't know if that was when we did the data center.
Yeah. That was huge.
Like
nobody realize, like, there's data centers, these big buildings that hold thousands and thousands of computer systems that have hundreds of different unique applications for the business.
Yeah.
And we were getting out of one and you were accountable in charge of making that happen seamlessly.
Yeah, well, this was the one that we were going to shut down. I did that project after, but, no big deal. But we were shutting down the data center, and so I was traveling all the time, and I had a 2-year-old, and I just remember, like, things were, I was ahead, like, constantly thinking next, and then COVID hit, and then it was just like, stop.
Yep.
Just stop. And I remember I came home March of 2020.
Yep.
And it was our anniversary weekend. And my husband had made reservations, and I came home and I was back. So I had gone 2 trips, and I'm like, can we just stay home? Famous last words in March 6th of 2020, because then that weekend, got a call from somebody who's really close to, the early, because I think we'd only had 3, instances of COVID in the United States at the time.
Just starting to hit.
It was more, it was more was happening over there, not here.
Yep.
And then about a week and a half after that, the world shut down. And as somebody who has an autoimmune disease, that's
scary.
Both, it's in my muscles and in my lungs. This was like, COVID was the killer of humans like me, with diagnosis, like my diagnosis. And so it was like, stay home. But, so that was
like really scary for you, right? That must've been like, how did you,
which is wild because, well, I didn't, I wigged out. I mean, my brain was like constantly, it was chatter. I would ruminate. I would buffer, I think I drank more wine, like, got to the point
was
where,
on fire.
For sure. Like I was stuck, but I didn't know that I was stuck in it. And then when the world got quiet, then I was like, what is going on? But when the action's happening, I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I'm functioning at such a high level. Like I'm a high functioning anxiety, whatever ridden. So I crashed. And then I got a coach, and she really helped me structure kind of my thoughts and calm down that brain, chatter. And I was like, what is this? What is this voodoo?
Right.
This woo-woo thing that this woman did to me. And so I started to research it. I got certified as a coach, and I started to research it. And I thought, maybe I'll do this on the side. I really wanted to help people.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to, whether it be through philanthropy or whatever. I've always kind of done big things to help people. But I was like, maybe I'll do this on the side, because I am a technology executive. My identity is this executive. I made it. I started when I was 20. I was on welfare. And they were like, I remember this woman asked me while on welfare,
and single mom,
mom, and she asked me, like, what do you want at your 10-year goal? Like, what's your 10-year goal? This when I was like 20, and I was like, I want to make $100,000, and I was making $437 a month. Time, and she goes, "Oh, honey, no, honestly, seriously, buddy,
what's your real goal?
What do you really like? I mean, you gotta make it realistic, because that's not." I was like, "Watch me." And now here I go.
That's what you needed. Almost, you needed somebody to challenge you and say that to you.
Kick in the pants, But what's interesting too is I didn't realize it at the time that I thought all these external things were the reason why. What I realized was it was in me. I was the one that always did everything. I created my life. I created all the good and the bad. I created my life. But I never, it wasn't somebody else. I chose to react to what someone else did. But the external stuff, I can't control that. But I can control me. And I realized it wasn't like, I always had it in me. Mm-hmm. That was the part I missed that I realized later. So now I want to give that gift to everybody. It's already in you. It's already in you. You have what you need to do whatever you need, accomplish what you need to, overcome whatever you need. You have it in you.
It's so true. I mean, just like when you did this assessment on me, when we first started talking, I was like, what are you doing? You asked these questions and rating me, have me rate from 1 to 10. And you did this color histogram. And then you showed it to me. I was like, oh, that doesn't look very promising. It's pretty, not very deep in the color spectrum on any level. And then we did it again. And what a drastic difference, right? It looked like, That's so now we've got the brand, the Michele Christopher.
Yeah.
Coach from that.
So I left, and that's my why, is I want to help people.
That's perfect. Let's do another one. Whose approval still echoes in your decisions, and how are you softening it?
Whose approval? Probably my family.
I know you're very close to your mom, right?
Well, my mom passed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2014.
Yep.
But I have sisters. So my sisters, whose approval? What was the last part about it? Softening. That's the part. I love that part.
And how are you softening it?
How am I softening it?
Yeah.
Ooh, dang, that's a good one. Honestly, it's like I still want to be liked by everybody. Like I want everybody to like me. And I have just the right type of personality that I'm kind of take or leave. So
you are.
I do.
Black or white.
Yeah, you kind of like there's there are some people that are like, they're like, she's a lot, and I'm like, if your capacity is small, of course, someone who has a big capacity, it's gonna feel like a lot too. How am I softening it though? My voice, I use it a lot more, and I intentionally decide, what do I want to think about this situation, regardless of what other people think. And then I remind myself, because like our voice, I say things out loud a lot. And so it might just sound like I'm talking to myself, which I am.
Yeah.
But because you believe your voice, like when you hear your voice speak, you believe it more than any other voice, more than your most highly influential person. And so I say things out loud, and that has helped me soften the external validation, because I'm a people pleaser. I want people to think I'm amazing and love me.
Yeah.
I just want to be loved and accepted. You
are loved. Yeah. Well, I'm very pleased and thankful and grateful for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes. So your mission accomplished with one. You got a few more billion to go, which I know.
I'm still working on it. I'm coming for the rest of the group.
And I told people, I told her,
everybody.
And I told her too, I was like, I envision her on a TED Talk stage. I can see it. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You get this message out for folks. It's going to happen.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
You're going to touch a lot of people's lives. I just know it.
I hope so.
You will.
So. I feel like I have a secret, and everybody needs to know. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to know this.
Yeah, it's almost like a version of what Mel Robbins and what we experienced together with meeting her or seeing her in live her. And with her, let them through. Yeah. So if you had to finish with, I'm proud that I finish that sentence.
I'm proud that I did what I'm proud that I went. I'm proud that I did this. I'm proud that I left. And I did it scared, because I was so scared. Oh my gosh, I was so scared. I had this really big, sexy job with this really nice W-2 that felt really safe. I had this like really safe, really lucrative position, and I left. And
what
was
that feel like?
Scary. It was scary. I mean, it was scary, and it was exciting. And oh my gosh, I remember like after I did it, because I finally got this really big job that I loved, working for this woman who is my favorite human ever. She was like a mentor. She was the type of leader that I wanted to be, high level of integrity, just incredibly human. And, because I always laugh when I hear people say, well, people don't quit, they don't quit jobs, they quit bosses. I was like, I didn't. I stayed longer than I probably should have. Like I knew around Christmas time, like something broke inside of me around Christmas, and she knew it too. She was like, I never really kind of got you back after that. Like you were done. But I stayed until July. But I'm really proud that I did this, and I did it scared. And like I remember like I think it was a Friday, my last day, and Monday I got up and I'm like, what did I do? I was like, what did I do? What did I do?
Right? Yeah.
Because you just like don't, like
would I just give up and do? Yeah.
So
Well, that's part of taking the risk, right? That's part of taking the leap of faith at the same time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you're helping to show me and give back to me is like, trust what the universe is telling you and what you're feeling. And, if you're in the wrong shoes, which you are,
Yeah.
get out of those shoes.
Do you want to tell the shoes story? I think that's so fun. Tell the shoes.
Well, start off with telling me how you explain to people how you set that up for me. When we were debating a little bit, you kept challenging me to stop because I was trying to make excuses for it. And then that's when you first told me the story.
Well, it really has to do with other people's feedback. It has to do with feedback that you get from people, and you were trying to change yourself.
Because I'm a people pleaser
to fit,
as well.
Yes, to fit into this box that was being provided to you. Like, take this shape, and that's not your shape. And even if you would cram and crunch yourself into the shape that was being asked, then the shape would change because it was always intentional. Like, you were never intended, but anyway. And so I said to you, feedback is like a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It may be your size, but you got to try it on to see if it truly fits.
Mm-hmm.
And you were wearing some shoes that were half size too small.
Really small.
Yeah.
And I didn't. It was your inspiration and your clarity of explaining that analogy, which I'm a big analogy nerd. So I gravitated towards that immediately when you explained that. I'm like, and I even physically felt it. Like I physically felt my feet getting tighter as you were explaining this to me. And I said, holy shit, all I have to do is take these shoes off. Yeah. That's it. And it's going to be okay. Yep. They're just shoes. Yep. And I felt like, it's my skin I have to take off. Yeah. I'm like, I can't take my skin off. This is
who I am. This is who I'm trying to be something. Yeah.
Yes. Like, it's on me. It's like a tattoo. I can't remove it. Like, and you're like, no, Chris, they're just the wrong pair of shoes. Yeah. They're the wrong size. It's going to be okay. Yeah. And it was not you. Yeah. It's not you. And I remember physically taking my shoes off when we were on Zoom.
And you were like,
I'm like, yeah, but I friggin' chucked it. I'm like, I'm done here. And I felt so better. Yeah.
That's so good.
That was like one of the many of the steps that you helped me with. Good. To take the next leap of faith. Yeah. To meet my future self.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to wear other people's opinions. That's all it is. Like, that's like, it's like a suit. It's like, it's clothing, other people's opinions, feedback that you get from them. You have to decide if it fits you or not. Exactly. But I do recommend that you always try it on, because I want, some people should always just, if you give feedback, try it on, see if it fits. Don't be so blind that, my mom used to always say, if one person tells you, hey, you have a tail, you can move on. If two people tell you have a tail, you might want to think about it. Mm-hmm. But if third person tells you have a tail, you better turn around and look. Mm-hmm. And feedback is like that. Oh, totally. Try it on, see if it fits. I don't think you have to wait for 3 people. I try not to. I do. When people give me feedback, I'm like, how is this true? Is it true? How is it true? Exactly. Yeah. So. Well, that was like what you helped me, because it was, the feedback was good, but I didn't really accept it at first. And I didn't feel like this wasn't, no, I'll be fine. This is just a period of time. A moment will pass. But it's the saying of being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And I've always felt like I'd be uncomfortable. Yeah. But you said you've been uncomfortable for far too long, my friend. It got to a level of abuse and emotional, like you were not emotionally. You were not well. Right. You were not well. Mm-hmm. And no different than having strep throat. You're like, I'm fine. I'll do, gargle salt water and take lozenges. No, go to the doctor. You're not okay. Mm-hmm. Like, there are these resources available to you. Right. Leverage the resources. Like, you're not stealing. You're not taking from anybody if you leverage the resources that are available to you and just giving you the permission. Sometimes we need that, especially when we're in that space of not knowing what to do and in need of help. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do need the permission. Yeah, 100% well said. That's the best way to end it, because that's what I needed. I needed that permission to say it's okay to go seek for help. Right. Okay, well, can we give everybody permission? Yeah, right? You have permission. You have permission. Exactly. Go get help. Go seek help. Go seek it. Yep. Go ask. And the worst thing that could happen is they'll say to you, you don't need it. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. But go ask. Yep. What else? Do you have any? Are you done? Well, there's one more.
So, one sentence you want listeners to borrow this week.
Oh my. Okay.
To start this viral
one sentence I want people
journey for everybody.
One sentence I want listeners to
Borrow this week
is everything happens for you. Everything happens for a reason. It is for you. You may not know why. You may not know why now, but it is for you, whether it's adversity that you're dealing with to help strengthen you so that you have the resilience to handle something bigger that's coming your way later on, or something good that's building on what's coming for you next and helping you with that foundation. But everything is happening for you, good or bad. That's what I would like to leave people with.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Hey, thanks for trusting me as your coach.
Thank you for helping me and being there for me.
Oh, you're welcome.
And ditto, you're welcome. Great team. It's amazing.
High five.
High five. All right.
Okay. Thank you all for watching today and spending time with Chris and I. I hope that you got something out of today, and I hope to see you soon.